A recent video that became viral of a woman that did not wanted to give her seat to a child in an airplane. What do you think is the right decision on ESG? To give the seat or not? That's what you're going to find out today. Welcome to the channel. My name is Lena Sakai. I'm Green Business Post editor, and today we're going to talk about a video that went viral on social media. It's happened in Brazil, and it's about a woman that bought her seat on the airplane. It was next to the window, and there was a child who wanted to sit there and started crying. And it wasn't then another woman that's not the mother, not from the family, she got involved. She got kind of angry, and she started recording the woman's face and tried to intimidate her with the video, saying that she was not having empathy with the child and that she should give her seat to the child. And this video went viral. The public, most of the public, was with the women's side who did not give the seat, and against the child that was crying, against the woman who was recording. They thought it was the mother, but it was not the mother. Don't blame the mother. And uh, and the people started questioning what's the right thing to do, what's their rights. And we on ESG, like involves a company there, involves people and social relation there. So it's important we analyze so we can disseminate good practices. If this is the kind of content you're looking for, subscribe to our channel to receive more content on ESG management. So first of all, this filming and intimidation is not a good practice. Now this woman is being prosecuted and she'll probably lose. So first of all, try not to lose your temper. This woman said that she lost her temper. Do not film a person to intimidate her. That's not nice, and you can be prosecuted like this woman. This case went national, got into a national TV program on Sunday, and so everybody had their chance to explain what happened. And the legal part is that the woman has the legal right to sit where she bought her seat, and you don't have to give your seat to anyone. But now we should think like, you people think like in Brazil, people are usually very gentle. They like to be nice to each other. They like to have to do these kind things, little things, like to give the seats to a child or to an old person or person in need. Brazilians are like that, and that's why some people think that this woman was not nice, not right. But we need to think on the legal side, on the responsibility. So the second thing I would point out is that on the social responsibility, so I wouldn't incentivize the child's behavior. She was being bratty and spoiled, and we need to show children, especially, that they can't always have what they want. So that's what I think is a social responsible practice. And remember, the mother has nothing to do with that. It was the another woman, not not from the family. Okay, um, people are attacking the mother, unfortunately. So this was the second point. Another point of this legal part of a seat is things that already happened. In the aviation sector, rules can be very rigid, and they are known for their quality, for their safety. So they are very rigid. They created this kind of culture, this kind of process, and because of that, some things they do can be very like strict and uh, maybe very like can feel extreme, um, but it's their way of dealing with problems. One problem that happened and they were unfair with the person, um, is the is exactly to give the seat. This man, he gave the seat to a young man so that the young man could sit next to his girlfriend something. So he let him sit in his place, and they exchanged place seats. But this young man went to the bathroom and smoked. And in the airplane, it's illegal to smoke. You can't smoke anywhere. And the flight attendant find out the young man smoking, and she noted his seat, uh, to report to the company. But the seat was in the name of the other man, and then he was so the wrong man was punished, and he can't fly with that air company again. And it was like, because of the seat, it's better like not to risk, because these things can happen. Your seat can be, you can be blamed by something you didn't do. So this something, another case of responsibility and risks that we need to think about. So everything that's registered in your name, you better keep your eye on. There is another case that I want to share with you and disseminate this case because it's important. That's happening in Brazil also. That has to do with this. Try to be gentle, kind with people, like it's just a seat. So this has nothing to do with the aviation sector. It has to do with relationship between people. It has to do with men, relationship with men and women. It has to do with the father being the social affective father, not the biological father. So, a woman that has kids and it's separated from the husband. And so she has an ex husband and he pays the pension to the kids, so it's all okay. But she now has a boyfriend, and this boyfriend the wants like it's getting to know each other, and maybe it's planning, liking the person, maybe they are planning to get serious, and this person wants to like conquer her kids to be accepted in the family. That's normal. But if they start having this social affective relationship, if you start to uh, be with these kids in certain period of time, and that is considered a social affective relationship of a father, this new boyfriend, we only have cases with men, with women we don't know, but it can be a risk also. This new boyfriend, he can be considered a social affective father, and he, if they separate, if the relationship didn't work, they were dating and it didn't work, and if he's considered a social affective father, even if this kid already has a father, biological father, that is is already paying a pension, this woman, she can ask for another pension, she of this ex-boyfriend, and he may need to pay. So this social interaction between families, people are changing, and now there is this new concept of father is the one with the social affective, and this social affective is the responsibility to keep these kids, to pay for these kids. So this is happening, and many times they don't have the social affective, they just passed some time together. So you were being nice with a mother and her kids, and suddenly you are considered the kid's father. That's what's happening in Brazil. I don't know in other countries. So that's another situation of like, it's just helping the mother with her kids, or it's just getting to know the kids. to be accepted in the family, or like I like kids. So it can become a very like big responsibility and total different, like you unexpected situation that's happening. It's already happening. So that's why, even if it's not in your name, this case is not in your name, kids are not in your name, not biologically yours, but you can be considered responsible for them. So nowadays, when you're dating, people are saying they don't want to know your kids, don't want to spend time with them because they don't want to be considered parents, social affective parents, and responsible for them. They are trying to, like, getting even more difficult to have relationship between people because of this kind of risks. So we can see like risks. We need to really see risks, even if it's not in an organization. This is family. This is family, but we as people need to consider everything that happens and decide what kind of risks we would take. So I wanted to disseminate these kind of things that are happening, these changes in family and rights and responsibilities, so that we can all think about all the situations that may seem okay, but nowadays they're not okay anymore. So people are losing a lot of their generosity, kindness. They're stop being kind or generous because the other part may not be um, with good intentions, and the person with good intentions really is going to be punished or is going to be responsible for something that they are really not, in many cases. So we need to be very aware of uh, every situation nowadays. So we can it's important, so we can think of ways to avoid these situations, but without losing our kindness and generosity. We need really to evolve in some ways, maybe intellectual ways, social ways, to really see, to really understand and know who we are getting involved with, so we can reduce this kind of risks. So that has everything to do with companies when they choose a new employee, what kind of person that the new professional is, because the way they behave shows how they would behave in the future, and if they are well intended or not. So and it's a relationship you establish inside the company, relationship of, we need to be created to value well intended people, good practices, and punish and does not value the not well intended negative practices. I think that's the challenge. I think this case of the seat is an interesting case, so we can think about this kind of challenge with our society, our current society is facing. There are many other cases we can talk about in other videos that we receive from colleagues, and unfortunately, um, especially men are like they cannot really interact, like being nice with women anymore, being gentlemen with women anymore, because that represents a risk for them. So it's I think a challenge, and we are creative enough maybe to find other ways of keeping our kind way, our gentle way of being. So what do you think about these cases, what you learned from this content of today? Comment here what you were thinking, or if you've been if you've been in a situation like this, risky like this. Leave your comment here, share with us. If this content added something to your repertoire, support the channel for free by liking and sharing with someone that might benefit from it. Don't forget to subscribe to our newsletter in the description because the social media not always deliver the notification to everyone. This was the content of today, Green Business Post, Responsible Impacts for Sustainable Communities.